आनन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि.
Nithyananda, welcome everybody to today's Kailasa Nithyananda Yoga ritual of the Prathama Vinyasa Krama, the 108 asana sequence revealed by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam. Today we will be experiencing the Prathama Vinyasa Krama. This is the first level sequence that was revealed by the Supreme Pontiff, and it has become beloved amongst the Nityananda Sangha by many. And at first when it was released, it was a major breakthrough. Today, later on, we'll be experiencing the Dvitiya Vinyasa Krama, another extremely amazing sequence and another breakthrough for the global yoga community. As we've just experienced in our last session though, we are entering into the ritual of yoga, the ritual of the Prathama Vinyasa Krama. And as we enter into all rituals, we begin first by chanting the Sadguru Vandanam, which we had just done, invoking the presence of the divine, of the master, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. Following that, we chant the Shiva Mula Mantra 11 times internally. The tongue does not press up against the roof of the mouth or the back of the teeth, specifically mentioned in the Pramanas. You should be chanting Om Ham Ham Shivaya Namaha as many times as your Guru recommends. And our Guru recommends that we chant this 11 times. So we'll begin by chanting the Shiva Mula Mantra internally. Our Tantradark, Sri Nitya Gangadhara Maharaj, will chant this externally for everybody.
Om Ham Hom Shivaya Namaha. 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 Om Ham Hom Shivaya Namaha.
Great, and with this we enter into the next part of the ritualistic cleansing, the achamaniyam. So we'll begin first by sipping 1 spoon of water at the same time that our Tantradark chants.
Om Atmadattvam Shodhayami Swadha.
And a second spoon of water.
Om Vidyadattvam Shodhayami Swadha.
And a third spoon of water.
Om Shivadattvam Shodhayami Swadha.
And then you're going to wipe the upper and lower lip 2 times with the base of the thumb. Wash off your hand. And with the index middle ring finger touching just above the upper lip and the lower lip. And wash off the hand again. With the index and thumb touching the right nostril, left nostril. With the ring finger and thumb touching the right eye, right ear, left ear. And then washing off the hand. With the base of the thumb and the pinky touching, you touch the navel, right chest, left chest. All 4 fingers in the thumb touching the crown of the head, right shoulder, left shoulder, and then the heart center. And then with this we enter into the Sankalpa, which is the short Sankalpa, because this is our second Sankalpa of the day. The conscious resolution, the declaration of why we're on the yoga mat today. What is the purpose? What are we wanting to manifest? And as all other sequences and Nithyananda Yoga rituals, we're here to manifest the state, space, powers, being, super consciousness of Paramashiva. And so placing your right hand and left hand on top of one another on the right thigh, get into a meditative space. We'll listen, and even though you don't understand what the mantra means, just sit and absorb and melt into the mantra that you're hearing, our Tantradark chant, holding the space of Paramashivatva.
Om Mamopata Samasta Durita Kshayadvara Bhagavat Sri Nithyananda Paramashiva Prityartham Sri Nithyanandeshwari Paramashiva Shakti Sameta Sri Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Prityartham अद्य पूर्वोक्त एवं गुण विशेषेण विशिष्टायाम अस्याम शुभतितो अद्य पूर्वोक्त संकल्पित प्रकारेण श्री सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूप भगवत् श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव परिपूर्ण कृपा कटाक्ष सिद्ध्यर्थम पूर्ण आरोग्य युक्त दृढ़गात्र यौगिक शरीर सिद्ध्यर्थम परमशिवशक्ति आविष्करणार्थं नित्यानन्दयोगाभ्यासं करिष्ये अपौपस्पृश्य.
Great. And with this, we're going to wash off our hands one last time. And then move our Panchapatram out of harm's way. Sometimes people tend to fall on them, roll on them. You don't want to do that. Our demo Acharya today, I'm sure, is not going to do that. But still, keep that Panchapatram to the side. Okay, and so with this, we'll enter into the ritual of Kailasa's Nithyananda Yoga, Prathama Vinyasa Krama. And as we begin the sequence, you're going to hear the Tantradark chant the mantra. We'll perform the mudras, bandhas, pranayamas, the visualizations. Do the best you can to incorporate all the 12 components mentioned. Okay? So first, sitting with our head, neck, and spine in a straight line. Hands are in Bindu Mudra. You're going to inhale Samana Kumka, visualizing heat raising up along the spine, resting in the navel. And then from there, tuck the chin down, suck the stomach in and up. Mahamudra Bandha, Mula Bandha is also engaged. This bandha is used a lot at the beginning of the sequence. Okay? Well, we're here visualizing Paramashiva in our inner space, and this is Sukhasana.
तत्सुखासनमित्युक्तम् अशक्तस्तत्समाचरेते आसनं विदितं येन जितं तेन जगत्त्रयम्.
Good. And from here, you move your legs right away into Padmasana. If that's too uncomfortable, you can stay in Sukhasana. But we're going to pick up the pace a little bit. You're going to bring the palms together, raise them up above the head. All three bandhas engaged again, visualizing yourself as Mount Kailash in Parvatasana.
अथ वक्षे महादेव पर्वतासनमङ्गलं यत्कृत्वा स्थिररूपी स्यात् षट्चक्रादिविलोपनम्.
Good. And then you're going to release, unwind the legs, bring the soles of the feet together. Hold the left hand by the right behind you and lean forward and down. Gaze towards the tip of the nose in Halipavasana.
पूरवविदियाहु मे जानो उभयपगथली सम्पुटठानो पिष्टपछेदोवु करल्यावो दक्षिणकरसो वामगहावो.
Good. Then we're going to rise up, release the hands, reach out in front of you, hold and extend the hands out. You're going to cup the palms, gaze towards the tip of the nose, visualizing snakes in your inner space, Nagipavasana.
पूर्व विधि परि आगाने नीचौ हौवी कहूनी फनास्यौ लगाई हाथ आगाने धरती लगावे पसारी दो वो हाथ की अंजुली करे.
Good. Then we're going to rise up. And from here, hold on to the big toes. Extend them out straight as best you can. And then you're going to cross them into Padmasana. Lean forward and down onto the elbows. Keep holding on the toes in Prana Mudra, this is called. Tuck the chin down. All three bandhas engaged. Visualize yourself as a bird in Kokilasana.
अथान्यदासनं वक्षे जेन सिद्धो भवेन् नरः अकस्मात् वायुसञ्चारं कोकिलाख्यासनेन च ऊर्ध्वे हस्तद्वयं कृत्वा तदग्रे पादयोसितीः वृद्धाङ्गुष्ठद्वयां नाथ शनैः शनैः प्रकारयेत्.
Good. And then we're going to rise up and uncross the legs. Place one foot on top of the opposite knee, holding on to the opposite elbows. Big circles. Tuck the chin down. Mahamudra Bandha. Gaze to the nose. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space in Nityasana.
घोड़ा बावा पादिकी आशुमाहिली सोये दक्षिचरण गो वारलो तापरी गुल्फ समोये वामपाद गो महिलो बहुरो गुल्फ जुजाने तापरी घोड़ा दक्षिकी आश बार लीठाने.
Good. Then our Acharya is going to lean onto his hands, lift the body up, tuck the toes, come up into a tall Gajasana position. This is called. Scoop the body down and up, suck the stomach in and up. Visualize yourself as an elephant Gajasana.
निब्जं पादाग्रे भूमौ कृत्वा लम्बी भुजामस्तकाग्रे निधाय नितम्बम् ऊर्ध्वमुन्नमय्य नाभिलक्ष्यं भूमौ नासिकामानीय हस्तदलपर्यन्तं नजेत इत्थं पुनः पुनः कुर्यात् गजासनं भवति.
Good. And then stay in this position, but you're going to alternate pressing the heels down and up. Visualize yourself as a bear. Stomach is sucked in and up.
एकैकं पादमाकुञ्च्य गजासनं कुर्यात् वृक्षासनं भवति.
And then from Rikshasana, you're going to step both feet forward, rise up onto the tips of the toes. Index, middle, ring finger comes to the heart center. Visualize Swamiji in inner space in Vaisyasana.
केशेन पादयुगलं बद्ध्वा तिष्ठेत धोमुखः अथ वैश्यावक्षे यत्कृत्वा सत्यवान् भवेत्.
Good. Then lower down onto the tips of the toes. Feet spread out. This is our first karna of the day. You're going to have the knees slightly bent. You're going to raise up one knee and bring it across the entire body nice and gracefully. The hand is following on top, and do the same thing on the other side. And then from here, we're going to interlace the fingers from the outside in. Sarva Shankari Mudra. And then you're going to lift up the shin. Pull it up towards the chest. Visualize you're caressing a baby. Balalinganasana. All three bandhas engaged again.
एकं जानु उरधि आलिङ्ग्य स्थातव्यं बाललिङ्गनं भवति.
Good. And then he's going to lower down. Hold on to the top of the foot. Pull it behind. Padapidanasana, while he's here, pulling the foot towards the back. All three bandhas engaged again, visualizing Swamiji.
स्थित्वैकस्मिन् पादतले कराभ्यां वेष्टयेतनं पृष्ठे संस्थाप्य यत्नेन पादपीडनमासनं.
Good, then he's going to release his left foot. Hold on, or left hand rather, extend it out into Bindu Mudra. The inside of the foot is being held here, and he's going to kick back the leg at the same time, reach forward, visualizing Natraja dancing in your inner space.
उत्तानपादं क्रौञ्चं च मरीचिं वीरभद्रकं नटराजं त्रिकोणं च सुप्ताङ्गष्टप्रसारणे.
Good, and then he's going to do the same thing on the other side, same sequence. So interlace the fingers, outside in, lift the leg up towards the shin, towards the chest rather. All three bandhas engaged. Visualize Swamiji, Padapidanasana.
एकं जानु उरसि आलिङ्ग्य स्थातव्यं बाललिङ्गनं भवति.
Good, and then you're going to release and hold on to the top of the foot. Pull it behind you. Knees are together. Padapidanasana.
स्थित्वैकस्मिन् पादतले कराभ्यां वेष्टयेतनं पृष्ठे संस्थाप्य यत्नेन पादपीडनमासनं.
Good, and then he's going to release and keep the left hand holding the inside of the foot. Extend the right hand out. Visualize Natraja dancing.
उत्तानपादं क्रौञ्चं च मरीचिं वीरभद्रकं नटराजं त्रिकोणं च सुप्ताङ्गष्टप्रसारणे.
Good, and then come back to a neutral position. Heels are touching, feet are separated. Bring the one foot behind, and he's going to extend the right hand out and pendulum swing. And bring it back and forth, and then finish by touching the tip of the nose. That's our second karna. Moving gracefully, dancing, expressing our gratitude for Paramashiva. And then moving into the skeleton dance. From here, he's going to dance chaotically, randomly, shaking the body as best he can, and visualize himself as a skeleton structure. The skeleton dance revealed by Paramashiva himself. Okay, and then from here, coming into our next karna, heels are slightly touching, feet are bladed out wide, hands are up above the head. You're going to open up to one side and then cross towards the center again. And then again, release to the other side and come back to center. And then we gracefully move into Tadasana, our next posture. The feet are facing the same direction while you're here. Palms are up, facing one another, elbows straight. Tuck the chin down, Mahamudra Bandha. Visualize yourself as a palm tree in Tadasana.
महामुद्राबद्धगौनो ताडासनविभेदकान् विनोतानं सदा कुर्यादन्तर्वत्नीपतिप्रिया.
Good, then release and lower the body down. Hands are reaching towards the ground. All three bandhas engaged again. While you're here, visualizing Swamiji, Uttanasana.
महामुद्राबद्धगौनो ताडासनविभेदकान् विनोतानं सदा कुर्यादन्तर्वत्नीपतिप्रिया.
Good, then stepping back to a tall plank position. Tuck the chin down in Jalandhara Bandha. Rotate it side to side, Tadakshvasan.
गजासनवस्थित्वा मस्तकं वारं वारं दक्षिणकुक्षिं सव्यकुक्षिं दयेते तरक्ष्वासनं भवति.
Then lower the body down onto the ground. Untuck the toes, lift the chest up using the strength of your lower back. Open up the mouth nice and wide. Visualize yourself as a cobra. Inhale through the back of the throat. Bhujangani Mudra, Bhujangasana.
अङ्गुष्ठनाभिपर्यन्तम् अधो भूमौ विनिन्यसेते कराभ्यां च धरां धृत्वा ऊर्ध्वशीर्षफणिवैः देहाग्निर्वर्धते नित्यं सर्वरोगविनाशनं जागर्ति भुजगी देवी भुजंगासन साधनात्.
Good. Lower down, tuck the toes again, lift the body up. You're going to rotate, bring the knee in and out, alternating each leg. Shashasana, visualizing Swamiji here.
गजासन संस्थितौ जानुद्वयमाकुञ्च्य वारं वारं कर्तव्यं शशासनं भवति.
Then place one foot in between the two hands. You're going to jump and switch the feet back and forth again and again. In Ratasana, visualize yourself as a chariot.
गजासन संस्थितौ एकैकं पादं पुरोमार्गेण भ्रामयित्वा कर्तव्यं रथासनं भवति.
Good. And then place one foot in between the two hands. Rise up. Back heel is down on the ground still. Foot is bent. Knee is bent at about 90 degrees. Arms straight up. Suck the stomach in and up. Gaze to the third eye. Visualize Lord Virabhadra in Virabhadrasana.
वासिष्ठमथ कौण्डिन्यम् ऊर्ध्वकुक्कुटमेव च अष्टावक्रमथोत्तानं मयूरं सेतुबन्धनम् उत्तानपादं क्रौञ्चं च मरीचिं वीरभद्रकं नटराजं त्रिकोणं च सुप्ताङ्गष्टप्रसारणे.
Good, and then just step forward and switch feet. Same thing. Make sure you get a nice depth in that front leg. Suck the stomach in and up. Gaze up to the third eye, visualizing Lord Virabhadra.
वासिष्ठमथ कौण्डिन्यम् ऊर्ध्वकुक्कुटमेव च अष्टावक्रमथोत्तानं मयूरं सेतुबन्धनम् उत्तानपादं क्रौञ्चं च मरीचिं वीरभद्रकं नटराजं त्रिकोणं च सुप्ताङ्गष्टप्रसारणे.
Good, and then stepping forward, rising up onto one foot. You're going to bring the foot to the inner thigh. Palms come together, raise them up above the head. Suck the stomach in and up again. Visualize yourself as a tree in Vrikshasana.
वामोरुमूलदेशे च जाम्यं पादं निधायतो तिष्ठेत्तु वृक्षवत् भूमौ वृक्षासनमिदं विदुः.
Good, then release the foot. Bring it to the inner thigh. Keep it there as best you can. If you need to use your hand, that's fine. Visualize yourself as Lord Garuda as your hands come into Namaskara Mudra and Garudasana.
गरुड असनमावक्षे येन ध्यानं स्थिरं भवेत् सर्वदोषाद्विनिर्मुक्तो भवतीह महाबली एकपादमुरो दत्त्वा एकपादेन दण्डवते जङ्घापादसन्धिदेशे जानुव्यघ्रं व्यवस्थितम्.
Good, and then we're going to repeat the same thing on the other side. So foot comes to the inner thigh. Find your drishti point, your point of focus to help keep balance. Palms come together. Raise them up above the head. And if you have any injury, any issues with keeping balance, you can always keep the inner foot down towards the ground. Visualize yourself as a tree either way in Vrikshasana.
वामोरुमूलदेशे च जाम्यं पादं निधायतो तिष्ठेत्तु वृक्षवत् भूमौ वृक्षासनमिदं विदुः.
Good, then we're going to repeat the same thing other side. Foot comes to the inner thigh. Hold it there as best you can. Hands come together. Namaskara Mudra in front of the heart center.
गरुडासनमावक्षे येन ध्यानं स्थिरं भवेत् सर्वदोषाद्विनिर्मुक्तो भवतीह महाबली एकपादमुरो बत्वा एकपादेन दण्डवते जङ्घापादसन्धिदेशे जानुव्यघ्रं व्यवस्थितम्.
Good, and then lower down. From the top of your mat, you're going to step one foot back. Keep the front leg pointing forward. Reach forward with the hands. Tilt down. Open up the chest. Gaze up towards the ceiling. Visualize yourself as a triangle in Trikonasana.
उत्तानपादं क्रौञ्चं च मरीचिं वीरभद्रकं नटराजं त्रिकोणं च सुप्ताङ्गष्ठप्रसारणे.
Then we're going to rise up and repeat the same thing on the other side, Trikonasana.
उत्तानपादं क्रौञ्चं च मरीचिं वीरभद्रकं नटराजं त्रिकोणं च सुप्ताङ्गष्ठप्रसारणे.
Good, and then we're going to step the foot forward, lower ourselves down into, this is Aryamandi position, okay? So you're raising up one heel, heels are together, dropping one heel down, and switching. As you stomp the heel down, you lift up the opposite foot. And then you come down onto the tips of the toes, twisting the feet together, moving into Angushtasana. Palms together, Namaskara Mudra. Brahmari Kumbhaka moving forward, you're buzzing like a bee. Palms together, Namaskara Mudra. Good, and then from here you're going to rise up, or extend the foot forward rather. Heel comes down, palms facing forward, Vara Mudra. Tall spine, Mula Bandha engaged. And then release the right hand, reach for the toes as best you can. The left hand can stay on the ground to help keep balance, or if you can keep your balance, keep it at the left heel. Lean forward, Mula Bandha engaged. And then you're going to rise up and extend bring the right leg in, extend the left leg out, palms facing forwards, tall spine, Mula Bandha engaged. Left hand comes forward, holding on to the big toe in Prana Mudra again. Right hand to the outside or to the heel to keep balance, Vidunanasana. And then he's going to rise back up, bring his feet back together, onto the tips of the toes. Keep a little gap in between your feet so you can gaze through the hole of the palms, which are resting up, facing upwards on the ground, from the tops of the thighs. Brahmadrang Kushasana. Good, and then from here, we're going to drop our knees down. Keep the toes tucked as they are. Hands come on tops of the knees. Suck the stomach in and up as best you can, and gaze towards the tip of the nose, visualizing sage Kapila Muni rather. And then switch the gaze up towards the third eye. Same position, but release Uddiyana Bandha. Bhadra Gorakshasana. Good. And then from here, you're going to rise up onto the tips of the toes as best you can. Feet are bladed out wide, or the knees, palms together. Index and thumbs are touching respective index and thumbs. Gaze through the hands, Suryasana. And then you're going to lower down. Coming down onto the knees. You're going to untuck the toes. You're going to bring the hands, place them on top of the knees. Place the tongue up against the roof of the mouth in Manduki Mudra. Manduki Mudra, you're visualizing yourself catching the nectar of immortality dripping down from the Sahasrara chakra. And then bring the hands up, holding the head by the arms. Suck the stomach in and up. Gaze to the third eye. Visualize yourself as a frog, Uttana Mandukasana. And then rise up. You're going to bring the hands on tops of the knees and rise up and cross your feet behind you. Then you're going to inhale. Stick the tongue out and exhale as you gaze to the tip of your nose, visualizing yourself as a lion in Simhasana. Good. And then rise up, uncross the feet, and sit back down. And then you're going to cross the hands behind the back and hold on to the big toes, Prana Mudra again. Chin is tucked down. Visualizing Swamiji. Good, and then come back around. You're going to place the hands down on the ground, rise up onto the tips of the toes, and then wrap the arms in and around the legs, trying to clasp the hands behind the back if you can. If you can't, not a big deal, but gaze to the tip of the nose either way. Kaka Bhusandhi Asana. And then from here, release the hands, bring them flat onto the ground, lift the hips up high, press the knees up against the backs of the arm. Canary Pavasana, try and balance here just on the hands alone. And then you lower the crown of the head down onto the ground, ever so carefully and slowly. And then if you can, you're lifting the legs up off the ground towards the ceiling, still buzzing like a bee here in Brahmari Kumbhaka. And then slowly lowering down from here. Gently bringing the head up. And then you're going to stay on the tips of the toes. Twist the legs to one side so you can find some leverage and place the arms outside of the thighs. And you're going to lean forward and down onto the two palms. And then try and extend the legs out. Gaze up to the third eye. Visualize yourself as a peacock in Parshva Mayurasana. And then come down and switch to the other side. Same thing. Find some leverage on the thighs. Try and get that other hip towards that other elbow. Extend the legs out. Gaze up to the third eye. Parshva Mayurasana. Great. And then come down. From here, you're moving into a tall plank position, bringing one foot outside and in between the two hands. Press the back toes into the ground, opening up that left hip flexor, or extended legs, hip flexor. Gaze up to the third eye, Baddha Ganatha Asana, and then switch, trying to the other side. Visualizing Kalabhairava here. Again, pressing those toes down, open up the chest, and then stepping back. Bring the forearms down onto the ground, moving into Unmukha Pitta. Going to gaze up towards the third eye. Hips can come down a tiny bit more. Visualizing Swamiji. Then you will rise up onto both hands, rotate over onto one. Make sure that the hand is stacked right beneath the shoulder as best you can. So the shoulder and the hand are on top of one another. Open up the opposite hand towards the ceiling. Visualize Sage Vashtista, Vashtistasana. Then rotate over to the other side right away. And again, make sure that wrist is stacked right beneath the shoulder. Open up, keep that hip up nice and high. Visualizing Sage Vashtista. And then slowly coming back down to a neutral position. Bring the legs forward. You can slowly uncross them, extend the feet out while you're here. Hands are coming underneath the sitting bones. Elbows close to the body, feet slightly separated. Tuck the chin down, gaze towards the nasal. Visualizing Hanuman in inner space and Anjaneyasana. And then release the hands. Reach forward for the big toes. Prana Mudra, Pachimattanasana. Engage all three bandhas, visualizing Swamiji as you're here. Coming down as far as you can. Good. And then rising up. Interlacing the fingers behind the head and lean forward and down using the strength of your core, pulling the body down. Visualizing Kali in Ugrasana. Then rise up. Release the hands. You're going to bring one foot to the inner thigh. Reach the other hand inside and around. Clasp the hands as best you can. Bring the forehead down. Visualize Sage Marichi in Marichyasana. Good. And then rise up. Release the leg. Let it fall down to the side. And the heel comes to the perineum. Inhale. Reach for the toes. Hold on to the Mahamudra Bandha. All three bandhas engaged. Mahamudrasana. Visualize Swamiji here. Good. Then rise up. We're going to repeat the same thing on the other side. So now left heel comes in for him. He's going to reach around. Hold on to the hands behind the back. Forehead comes down. And then rise up. Release the hands. Let the knee flare out to the side. Reach for the toes. All three bandhas engaged. And then rise up. Pull that foot back in. Interlace the fingers around the toes. Pull the knees down using the strength of your groin as best you can, gazing towards the tip of the nose. Visualizing Swamiji. Then from Bhadrasana, extend the toes out. Toes are together, heels separated. So it's almost like a little V with your feet. Tuck the chin down towards the chest. Visualize Swamiji in Gvali Pavasana. Okay, and then from here, you're going to pull the feet back in towards the groin, interlacing the fingers, lean forward and down onto the elbows as best you can. Forehead comes down, gaze to the tip of the nose. Yoni Asana, visualizing the Yoni Mandala here. Good, then the next posture, very similar. Rise up, you can release the hands to the sides so they come over top of the legs though. Midaki Pavasana, gazing towards the tip of the nose. Then you're going to rise up. This time slightly extend the feet so you can bring the hands underneath the gaps of the knees in the mat. Palms are extended out towards the side, facing upwards. Gaze to the tip of the nose there. Siddha Samadhi Asana, visualizing Paramashiva in Samadhi. And then rise up. Bring the hands back through. Pull the feet in towards the groin and open them up like you're opening up a book. Okay? Tuck the chin down. Gaze towards the tip of the nose. Chinaki Pavasana. And then from here, bring the hands to the knees, slightly press them down. Be very careful as you do so. Suck the stomach in and up and gaze up towards the third eye in Karpata Chukasana. Good. And then from here, you're going to bring the toes down and try and lift the heels up. Knees stay down onto the ground if you can. Hands come on top of the knees. Bindu Mudra. Do the best you can. Again, suck that stomach in and up and gaze up to the third eye. Bhaidavasana. And then release. You're going to keep the right heel close to the perineum this time and lift the left foot up. Pull it towards the chest. This is a hip opener, not a knee torquer. So make sure you're opening up the hip and not torquing on the knee. Gaze up to the third eye, Samanasana. Good. And then he's going to lift that leg over top of the shoulder. Extend the right foot up, nice and straight. Gaze up to the third eye. Visualize Swamiji, Apanasana. Then he's going to lower down. Do the same two asanas on the other side. So left heel is to the perineum, right foot up to the chest, holding it with both hands. Gaze up to the third eye, visualizing Swamiji. Good, and then trying to lift that leg over top of the shoulder as best you can. Extend the opposite leg out straight. Point those toes, gaze to the third eye, Apanasana. And then lower down. From here, he's going to keep the left knee bent and stack the right knee over top. Heels are at the opposite hips. Moving forward on this posture, hands are on top of the knees, but moving forward, Shitkari Kumaka, pressing the tongue up against the roof of the mouth and inhaling with that hissing sound. Visualizing yourself as a cow here in Gomukhasana. Then he's going to release his hands, hold on to the big toes. Suck the stomach in and up. Visualization is the Rishika Anasya in Anasyasana 1. And then he's going to lean forward and down, holding on to that visualization, gaze towards the tip of the nose, Anasyasana 2. And then rising up from here. Then he's going to uncross that right foot, place it flat on the ground. Left heel stays at the perineum, hands are on respective knees. Spine is tall, chest is out, gazing up to the tip of the nose, I should say. Visualizing Lord Garuda in Garudasana 2. Good, and then rising up and placing the sitting bones down on that left heel. And then you're going to twist outside of that raised knee, interlace the fingers behind, gaze back and up towards the third eye here, visualizing Sage Narada in Naradasana. And then unwind, come back to a neutral spine position again. Keep that left knee bent, and you're going to stack and alternate the same sequence on the other side this time. Or sorry, first, place the left foot onto the right thigh. Hold on to the right toe with your right hand, and the left hand is wrapped around that knee, holding onto the shin. Matsya Pitakasana. Okay. Then from here, you can unwind. Slide that foot over. Sorry. Slide that left foot over. Need to come to this side, I think. So you're sliding that left foot over. Hands are stacked on top still. Inhaling. Sitkari Kumbhaka. Visualizing yourself as the face of a cow. Hands come to the big toes, holding in Prana Mudra again. Suck that stomach in and up as best you can. Gaze towards the tip of the nose. Visualization, Rishika Anasya. And then hold that visualization, but lean forward and down. Clasp the hands behind the back. Gaze towards the tip of the nose. Visualize Rishika Anasya, Anasyasana 2. Then rise up. Uncross the legs. Place the left foot flat onto the ground. Right foot comes to the perineum. Gaze towards the tip of the nose. Hands are on respective knees. Visualize yourself as Lord Garuda and Garudasana 2. Then rise up. Place the sitting bones underneath that right heel this time. Twisting around towards the left knee. Gaze up to the third eye. Visualizing Sage Naradasana. And then unwind, twisting back around. You're going to come back down onto the mat. Right foot comes on top of the left thigh, holding on to the right shin with the right hand. Left hand holds onto the big toe. Gaze to the tip of the nose, Matsya Pitakasana, and then release. From here, you're going to keep that right foot where it is. No, just, sorry. He's advanced. So he can bring his left foot over top of that knee, okay? If he's able to, he's going to twist towards the left. Bring the right hand up to the right ear, and the left hand stays extended, and you're gazing back and up towards the third eye, visualizing Sage Goraknath in Matsyendrasana 1, and then releasing the right hand down, and the left hand comes up to the ear, holding the visualization of a camel in Kubasana. And then he's going to lower the hand down and keep that right hand extended. He's able to hold on to the toe. If you can't, not a big deal. Either way, gaze up to the third eye, visualizing Sage Goraknath and Matsyendrasana 2. Good. And then you can unwind and come back to a neutral position. Extend the right leg out. This time, left foot can come up on top of the right thigh. If you can't keep the foot on top of the thigh, just keep it at the perineum. Either way, bring that right foot over top and twist outside of that raised right knee. And bring the left elbow outside of that knee. Left hand stays at the ear. Right hand stays extended. Either way, gaze up to the third eye, Matsyendrasana. And then extend the left hand down. Right hand comes up to the ear. In Kubasana, visualize yourself as a camel. And then extend the right hand down. Left hand stays extended, Matsyendrasana 2. Visualizing Sage Goraknath. And then you're going to unwind again. This time keep the right foot and the left foot on top of the opposite thighs. We've got a nice open hips now. We can move into Padmasana hopefully. Hands are going to rest on tops of the thighs. You can keep them in Bindu Mudra or just on top. Either way, inhale by pressing the tongue up against the back of the teeth, Shitali Kumbhaka. And then engage all three bandhas. Tuck the chin down. Suck that stomach in and up. Make sure Mula Bandha is engaged still. Visualizing Paramashiva in your inner space. Padmasana 1. And then release. You're going to cross the hands, holding on to the opposite toes. Just Mula Bandha engaged. Gaze towards the tip of the nose. Visualizing Parvati in your inner space. Padmasana 2. And then unwind. Stay in Padmasana. Reach the hands down in between the thighs and the calves. Place them flat on the ground. Try and lift the body up as best you can. Visualize yourself as a rooster in Kukutasana. And then lower down. Can bring the hands back through. Place the hands in front of the thighs. Fingertips are facing you. We're moving into an arm balance here. Elbows come together towards the navel. Lifting up the legs as best you can off the ground. Baddha Keki Asana. Very difficult, but try your best, okay? And if you're able to, right from here, you're going to extend the legs out right away. Yes, Mayurasana. Visualize yourself as a peacock. And you can hold here as long as you want, right? All day you could be there. Good. Then lower your body down. Some might say collapse down onto your stomach. Interlace the fingers behind the head. Feet are bladed out wide. You're visualizing yourself as a crocodile here in Makarasana. Okay. And then from here, you're going to rise up. Place the hands to the sides of the chest. Lift the legs up. Thighs try and come up off the ground as best you can. Visualize yourself as a locust in Shalabhasana. Good. Then lower the legs back down. You're going to bend the knees, bring the feet up towards the butt, pull onto the feet. If you can get them outside of the thigh, that's what you're trying to go for. Either way, visualize yourself as a camel in Ustrasana. And then you can release. Readjust the grip so you can lift the legs back. He's kicking his legs, simultaneously pulling with his arms, gazing up to the third eye, visualizing himself as a bow being pulled in Dhanurasana. And then lowering down. And we're going to lift our bodies up, resting on the knees. Untuck the toes. Hands rest on top of the knees. And while you're there, you're gazing up towards the third eye, visualizing Swamiji, Bhagasana, nice casual inhalation, Sahaja Kumaka, catching your breath here. Moving into our next inversion, Gohyasana. You're interlacing the fingers first, elbows are shoulder width apart. We went over this earlier in the day, how to do Sirshasan. You're going to walk the feet as close as you can towards the body. Hips are stacked on top of the shoulder. Knees stay close to the chest here. While you're here, Gohyasana. Okay? Then from Gohyasana, stacking the knees on top of the hips and the ankles on top of the knees. So you're trying to stack and align everything on top of one another. Okay? So shoulders, hips, knees, ankles. Visualizing Swamiji here in Sirshasan. And then slowly, controlled, come down. And then you can cross your legs and sit back down onto your butt. You're going to keep your feet extended out in front of you. Bhastrika Kumbhaka moving forward. Short burst exhalations out of the nose. Okay? He's holding behind his calves. He's gazing up to the third eye. Phodiyasana, Bhastrika Kumbhaka. Not easy, but do the best you can here, okay? Trying to get our legs all the way up towards the forehead, and then you can release and bring the hands to opposite shoulders behind you. Try not to collapse the chest forward. Keep it up as best you can. Legs are extended, knees are straight. Not easy, but do the best you can. Visualize yourself as a mace in Parigasana. And then bring the elbows down. Don't keep those legs onto the ground, okay? Keep them up. Point the toes. It should be challenging for the core here. Naukasana. Visualize yourself as a boat traveling through that ocean of samsara, okay? Then rise up. Scoop the hands underneath the heels. You're going to pull the feet in towards the chest as best you can. You're going to gaze towards the tip of the nose, visualizing Lord Rudra in Rudrasana. Great job. And then lower the feet down. He's going to fall down onto his back. Heels stay flat onto the ground. Drive the hips up by pressing the heels into the ground. Okay, so he's pushing up as high as you can. If you want to, you can wiggle your shoulder blades closer together. Okay, either way, the chin naturally tucks into Jalandhara Bandha, and then Murcha Kumbhaka is you're inhaling and you slowly exhale as Jalandhara Bandha is engaged. Okay, and then from here you can lower the body down from Unmukha Pita to extend the feet out. Palms are resting upwards. While you're here, take a deep inhalation through the nose. One final deep exhalation out of the mouth. And you're unclutching your body completely here. Before we do, we're engaging Shakti, Chal, and Mudra. You're awakening the Kundalini Shakti, pulling it up from the base of the spine all the way up towards the Sahasrara chakra. Whether you can do that physically, metaphysically, visually, awakening that Kundalini Shakti, and then take one final deep inhalation with us. And one final exhalation. And a lot of people tend to twitch. They tend to scratch themselves here. They tend to move a little bit. Do the best you can to completely unclutch the body. Very rarely do we choose to consciously relax each and every part of the body. So scan the body. Really unclutch. And melt into that space of Advaita, oneness. Visualizing Swamiji, connecting with him, and enjoying this space that you've created while performing this Prathama Vinyasa Krama sequence. And then every time you come back into the body, you want to do so very carefully, okay? So you don't want to just shoot your body up right away. First you want to wiggle the fingertips and toes, wrists and ankles, elbows and knees. And you can bring the knees up towards the chest here. If you haven't opened up your eyes, right now is normally a good time to do so. Hugging the knees, wrapping the arms around them, squeezing them tight, and then let the feet come down flat onto the ground. Roll onto the left side, towards the heart side, and then gently, when you feel comfortable and ready, pressing and lifting the body up into a comfortable seated position. Okay? And this brings us to the end of the ritual of the Prathama Vinyasa Krama, revealed by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. And so with this, we'll close with the Purna Mantra. Hands come together, Namaskara Mudra in front of the heart center. Take a deep inhalation, and we'll invoke and be in this space of gratitude.
Om
Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sarvam Bhagavat Sri Nithyananda Paramashiva Padukar Paramastu. Om Nithyanandam. And with this, we always end with our namaskaram to our Guru. You can do a full namaskaram. The whole body is completely flat on the ground. Just really getting into that space of gratitude towards the Master. And with this, we'll close this Kailasa's Nithyananda Yoga Prathama Vinyasa Krama session. Hopefully you enjoyed, and we look forward to experiencing the Dvitiya Vinyasa Krama segment coming up later on today, which includes the Prathama Vinyasa Krama. So how long was that? About an hour? Were we here about an hour or so? Yeah. Okay, so we're going to do this in 20 minutes during the next session, or during the Dvitiya Vinyasa Krama, okay? So with this, Nityananda, and we'll see you then. Rather, with every movement or placement of the body, there are a total of 12 dimensions in action. During the process of Nithyananda Yoga, the yogi intensely withdraws from the body, allowing them to manifest powers. By the end of the entire sequence, the yogi will be able to immediately manifest at least 21 powers without a single doubt. The power of this whole process is doing it in the breathing space of the Master, Paramashiva himself, His Divine Holiness, Paramahamsa Nithyananda. If the atmosphere is inhaled through the nose, it is prana. If inhaled through every pore of the skin, it is samana. The whole breathing space of Paramashiva is samana. Thus, Nithyananda Yoga can only be practiced in the consecrated place of the Master to imbibe the samana, to take you deeper into the oneness experience. During Nithyananda Yoga, when the body goes through anti-sex with Paramashiva, power manifestation becomes permanent and complete. Nithyananda Yoga gives the direct experience of the state of samadhi, oneness with the ultimate, Paramashivoham.
My ability to will. Understand? Understand? Just like you have various abilities, ability to see, ability to use your hands, ability to use your legs, ability to listen, ability to think, you have something called ability to will. The ability to will integrates all your abilities. The ability to will is the spiritual umbilical cord connection with cosmos. Understand, other than God, no one can will. When we are told only God's will be done, means actually no one else can have will. Only God can have will. If you are having the power to will, you are connected to God. You are part of God. You are Him. Understand? Power to will is umbilical cord connection with God. Our umbilical cord connection with God is our power to will. If you will, no one can deny it. Even God cannot deny it, because your will is bestowed on you by God. The first verse starts with, may my limbs, vital life energy, apyayantu mamangani vakprana chakshu, shrotramato balamindriyani cha sarvani. It does not say, "Oh God, let my limbs, speech, life, vital energy become strong." No. No. Apyayant mamangani. I am declaring, may my limbs, speech, life, vital energy, eyes, ears, and all the senses be fully matured and enriched with strength and energy, because my will is God's will. Mama Sangalpa Shiva Sangalpamastu. My will is the umbilical cord connection with the cosmos. If I will something, it has to shake the cosmos. Cosmos has to make it into reality, because I am it. I am still connected to it. If I don't have the power to will, I am disconnected from it. As long as I have the power to will, I am authority. I am authorized to will. I tell you guys, just use this one truth. When you are having it, better use it. If you don't use it, Sadashiva may think, "Oh, I think he doesn't need it," and it can be taken away any day. Before it is taken away, use it. Come to Kashi when you have 2 legs to walk. Don't wait for 8 legs to carry you. Come to Kashi when you have 2 legs to walk. Don't wait 8 legs to carry you. Use your will. When you are having it. Ability to will is the peak of human consciousness you can experience. Ability to will is the peak of human consciousness you can experience. For all the disciples and Smash team, this is the one-liner for you guys today. Ability to will is the peak of consciousness. Use it to manifest universe in you.
नित्यानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वदी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि. Nithyanandam, welcome to Kailasa's Nithyananda Yoga segment on Asana of the Year, as revealed by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagwan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam. So, every year on International Yoga Day, Kailasa's Nithyananda Yoga presents to the world one traditional yoga asana that can be used in helping solve a current global crisis or issue. This event was established by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism to enrich the world with the gifts that authentic yoga can provide for those experiencing suffering using techniques originally revealed by Bhagwan Paramashivam himself. Kailasa celebrates International Yoga Day. Kailasa's Nithyananda Yoga Asana of the year is a posture that yogis can progress towards achieving throughout the year, share their experiences, and continuously bring awareness to the global cause. Kailasa supports and stands for while they share their journey on social media. Kailasa celebrates International Yoga Day simultaneously by presenting these unique asanas along with their original scriptural references. Kailasa stands as the pillar for all Hindus around the world to look to with pride, knowing the supreme point of Hinduism and Kailasa are taking responsibility to be the time capsule for all sacred Hindu scriptures, which are the gift for all humanity. Kailasa takes a step to tackle world hunger on International Yoga Day. Kailasa raises a global challenge. Kailasa, on the occasion of International Yoga Day, raises to the global challenge of world hunger in its own way. The number of severely food insecure people had doubled in just 2 years from 135 million pre pandemic to 276 million today, with more than half a million experiencing famine conditions, an increase of more than 500% since 2016. The United Nations, in a call to action to find the current surge in global food insecurity, reports hunger levels around the world are at a new high. Kailasa is committed to creating a world that is free from hunger. For the last 26 years, the federal government of Kailasa is working to overcome emerging food shortage challenges and free planet Earth from hunger and food insecurity, paving way for the Sustainable Development Goal Zero Hunger by 2030. Asana designed to dispel hunger. On this International Day of Yoga, Kailasa's Nithyananda Yoga is revealing to the world an asana which specifically supports and empowers individuals who are feeling the pain of hunger. Kailasa understands this asana is not the direct solution to the global hunger crisis. However, this is a unique and powerful tool that has been used by enlightened yogis from time immemorial. If one performs this asana just a few minutes each day, they will notice a drastic reduction in hunger pains and will simultaneously not feel loss of energy and or strength. This year's asana of the year comes from the Gheranda Samhita, a classic in which Paramashiva teaches Hatastha Yoga, which reveals sacred truths on the body, prana, and mind through various yogic practices, and finally leads the yogi to Atmajnana, knowledge of the self. This year, Asana of the Year comes from the second chapter, which focuses on helping an individual go beyond the various sufferings of the human body and mind. Let us now enter into the sequence that will lead us to the 2022 Asana of the Year. Sukhasana, Akashic revelation that wherein comfort and steadiness are attained somehow or other is known as Sukhasana. Procedure is sit cross-legged, keep the hands on the knees as shown in the pictures. The Shastra Pramana is from Trishikhi Brahmopanishad, 52nd verse. Next, next, Parvatasana. This asana is from Rudrayamala Tantra, 23rd chapter, 52nd verse. O Mahadeva, now I shall talk about auspicious Parvatasana, practicing which mental stability is gained and the penetration of the 6 chakras is called Parvatasana. Alipavasana. The Shastra Pramana is from Yoga Pradipika of Jaya Tarama, 263rd verse. Bring both soles together, bring both hands towards backside and hold the left hand by the right hand and place the hand on the ground. Place the forehead on the ground by bending forward near the ankles. Gaze at the nose. Nagi Pavasana. This is from Yoga Asana Mala Sachitra, 48th verse. Inhale arms up and extend feet a little further. Exhale forward, forearms on the ground and form hollow of hands. Anjali Mudra, gaze at the tip of the nose. Kokila Asana. The Pramana is from Rudrayamala Tantra, 23rd chapter, 101 and 102 verses. Do the Padmasana properly by contracting and resting over the knee joints. Inhale arms overhead, extend legs straight, hold the big toes in Prana Mudra, bend knees, bring feet to the opposite thigh, rest the elbows on the ground. Ustrasana. This is from Gheranda Samhita, 2nd chapter, 40th verse. Lie on the ground, face downwards, turn up the legs and place them towards the back. Catch the legs with the hands, contract forcibly the mouth and the abdomen. This is called the camel posture. Niyama. The great sage Patanjali, also known as the father or organizer of yoga, revealed in his infamous text, Patanjali Yoga Sutras, Vibhuti Pada, 3rd chapter, 25th verse. By samyama, visualizing, concentrating, contemplating on the strength of elephants and other such animals, that strength is obtained. Why this is important for today's asana of the year and the World Hunger Initiative is because Ustarasana translates into the camel posture. When one lays down on their stomach and performs this unique yogic posture while doing samyama on the camel, they will gain the strength and qualities of a camel. Camels are known for their ability to go weeks without water, but during the winter months, they can actually go up to around 6 months without water. The hump of a camel allows them to store fats, integral for when they are experiencing a famine. Even in prolonged periods without food or water, camels can maintain a running speed of up to 65 kilometers per hour and a walking speed of 40 kilometers per hour compared to human speed of just 3 meters per hour, 30 kilometers per hour. Parighasana. This is from Kalpa Kurantaka Hathabhyasa Paditi. Lying supine, extend both the feet united together and touching the ground with buttocks. Catch firmly the shoulders with the two hands and remain with Kumbhaka performed. This is called Parighasana. Naukasana. Lying supine, hold the ground with the elbows. Keep the two hands on the hips. Then keep up the head and the thigh, the shank and the feet like a stick. This is called Naukasana. The Rudrasana. This is from Yoga Asana Mala Sachitra, 25th verse. Sit on the ground, catch hold of the respective feet by inserting hands below the pair of heels. Pull the heels towards the chest. Eyes remain fixed at the tip of the nose. Sit with the feet together at heart level, hands in a finger lock, spine straight, engage Uddiyana Bandha, gaze at the tip of the nose. Unmukha Pitha Asana. This Shastra Pramana is from Natha Muni's Yoga Rahasya, 3rd chapter, 18th verse, and 6th chapter, 17th verse. Lying supine, holding the ground by hands and holding the ground by the feet also. Elevate the navel region upwards. This is called Pariankasana. Keeping the position of Pariankasana, unite the hands with the feet. This is called Vetrasana. Lie on the back, bend the knees, feet firm on ground, hold the ankles and lift the hips up, head, neck and spine aligned. Shivasana. This Shastra Pramana is from Hatha Pradipika, 2nd chapter, 18th verse. One lies supine on the ground, motionless like a dead body. This is Shavasana, which removes physical fatigue and gives rest to the mind. Now, we'll be going through a demo on these asanas. We'll be back very shortly. Please stay tuned.
Authentic asana. Through intensely flowing through Nithyananda Yoga, the body simply falls in tune with the cosmos. Nithyananda Shivastambha Yoga and Nithyananda Kundalini Raju Yoga is a tremendous possibility for the being to connect to the divine through the living avatar of Paramashiva, His Divine Holiness Paramahamsa Nithyananda. When the yogi approaches the pole and the rope, they do so with great reverence and intention of physically experiencing oneness with Paramashiva. Seeing the pole as a deity energized through prana pratishta, the disciple can experience the highest.
Let us now enter into the sequence that will lead us to the asana of the year. First, we will have Sukhasana. Nityanandam. Now let us move to the sequence that will lead us to the asana of the year 2022. First, we'll start with Sukhasana.
तत्सुखासनमित्युक्तम् अशक्तस्तत्समाचरेत् आसनं विजितं येन जितं तेन जगत्त्रयम्.
That wherein comfort and steadiness are attained somehow or other is known as Sukhasana. Sit cross-legged, keep hands on the knees. Next, Parvatasana.
अथ वक्ष्ये महादेव पर्वतासनमङ्गलं यत्कृत्वा स्थिररूपी स्यात् षट्चक्रादिविलोपनम्.
O Mahadeva, now I shall talk about auspicious Parvatasana, practicing which mental stability is gained and the penetration of the 6 chakras is called Parvatasana. Next, Halipavasana.
पूरभ विधि जाहू में जानो उभय पगथली संपुट ठानो पिष्ट पछे दोबू कर ल्यावो दक्षिण कर सो वाम गहावो पिष्ट हथेलियां की है जोजी अंशु सहित भूमि धरे सोजी पुनि ललाटी भूपरि ठाने एड्या लगता माही आने.
Bring both soles together, bring both hands towards backside, and hold the left hand by the right hand and place the hands on the ground. Place forehead on the ground by bending forward near the ankles. Gaze at the nose. Nagi Pavasana.
पूरभ विधि परियागाने नीचौ वी कहूनी भणा स्यौ लगाजी हाथ आगाने धरती लगावे पसारी दो वो हाथ की अंजूली करे.
Sit on the ground with the legs extended in front. Bring both soles together, keeping knees sideways on the ground. Bend the head forward, place elbows on the legs, and extend hands on the ground. Form a hollow of hands. Direct the gaze at the tip of the nose. Inhale, arms up, and extend feet a little further. Exhale forward, forearms on the ground, and form hollow of the hands. Gaze at the tip of the nose. Kokila Asana.
अथान्यदासनं वक्ष्ये येन सिद्धो भवेन्नरः अकस्माद्वायुसञ्चारं कोकिलाख्यासनेन च ऊर्ध्वे हस्तद्वयं कृत्वा तदग्रे पादयोसुधीः वृद्धाङ्गुष्ठद्वयं नाथ शनैः शनैः प्रकारयेत्.
Do the Padmasana properly by contracting and resting over the knee joints. Inhale, arms overhead and extend legs straight. Hold the big toes in Prana Mudra, index, middle fingers and thumb. Bend knees, bring feet to opposite thigh, Padmasana. Rest the elbows on the ground. Next, Ustrasana.
अध्यासशेदे पदयुग्मव्यस्थं पृष्ठे निधायापि धृतं कराभ्याम् आकुञ्चयेत् सम्यगुदरास्य गाढम् उष्ट्रं च पीठं योगिनो वदन्ति.
Lie on the ground, face downwards, turn up the legs and place them towards the back. Catch the legs with the hands, contract forcibly the mouth and the abdomen. This is called camel posture. This is the yoga asana of the year 2022. Next, we'll move on to Parighasana.
उत्तानं शयनं कृत्वा पादौ मिलित्वा प्रसार्य नितम्बं भूमौ स्पृष्ट्वा हस्ताभ्यां कन्धरां बद्ध्वा कुम्भकं कृत्वा तिष्ठेत् परिहासनं भवति.
Lying supine, extend both the feet united together and touching the ground with buttocks. Catch firmly the shoulder with two hands. Remain with kumbhaka performed. This is called Parighasana. Next, Naukasana.
उत्तानशयनं कूर्पराभ्यां भूमिमवष्टभ्य हस्तो नितम्भं निधाय शिर ऊरो जङ्घापादान् दण्डवद्धारयेत् नौकासनं भवति.
Lying supine, hold the ground with the elbows and keep the two hands on the hips. Then keep the head, the thigh, the shank and the feet like a stick. This is called Naukasana. Next, Rudrasana.
पगथली संपूट करिहातस्योपग ऊंचाई पगा का अंगूठा दो लेऊ बरली कानी तलावे.
Sit on the ground, catch hold of respective feet by inserting hands below the pair of heels. Pull the heels towards the chest. Eyes remain fixed at the tip of the nose.
Sit with the feet together at heart level, hands in a finger lock, spine straight, engage Uddiyana Bandha, gaze at the tip of the nose. Rest. Next, Unmukha Pitha Asana.
उत्तानशयनं हस्ततलाभ्यां भूमिमष्टभ्यपादतलाभ्यां भूमिं धृत्वा नाभिप्रदेशमूर्ध्वं कुर्यात् पर्यङ्कासनं भवति पर्यङ्कासने स्थित्वा हस्तौ सम्मीलयेत् वेत्रासनं भवति.
Keeping the position of Paryankasana, unite the hands with the feet. This is called Vetrasana. Lie on the back, bend the knees, feet firm on ground, hold ankles and lift the hips up. Head, neck and spine aligned. Next, Shivasana.
उत्तानं शववद्भूमौ शयनं तु शिवासनं शवासनं श्रान्तिहरं चित्तविश्रान्तिकारकम्.
One lies supine on the ground, motionless like a dead body. This is Shavasana, which removes the physical fatigue and gives rest to the mind. With this, we come to the end of the demonstration of today's the year 2022 Yoga Asana. We'll be back very shortly. Please stay tuned. Nityanandam.
Kundalini without even performing a single movement. When we incorporate asanas and begin to align our bodies to the cosmic geometry, we can experience the ultimate strength and power flowing through us. The traditional asanas on the Kundalini Raju, the rope, are designed to elongate the spine, tune the spine to the cosmic geometry, and ignite the Kundalini Shakti. Through intense flips and twists, the internal organs get detoxified and the body becomes one of a true yogi. And while performing yoga asanas on the rope, many nadi points and marma points, vital points in the body where life force energy is concentrated, get activated and awakened in our physiology. When we are performing the Shivastambha Yoga on the wooden pole, we are moving with a powerful intention to be, grounding and establishing ourselves in the state and space of Paramashiva, all-powerfulness. The breakthrough happens when we perform these various asanas and mounts with this new context. It awakens the Kundalini Shakti within us, stimulating various nadi and marma points and unlocks countless blockages within our body. Through this yogic science, we experience the completion of limiting cognitions and gain powerful clicks that lead us to conscious breakthroughs, manifesting through us as the Shaktis of Paramashiva. Another component of Nithyananda Yoga is pranayama. The air you breathe is just a vehicle in which the prana, life energy, comes in and goes out of your body. This life energy is universal. Pranayama is where yoga reveals itself as much more than a mere physical practice. No other discipline has understood and presented the means to regulate and expand one's own life energy like yoga. The practice of pranayama leads to the purification of the energy bodies and its channels, called nadis, and to the ultimate experience of manifesting the powers of Paramashiva.
Nithyanandam Paramashivam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gahana Sadrusham Tattvamasyaadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Nithyanandam. Welcome to today's Kailasa's Nithyananda Yoga, where today is the International Yoga Day, 21st June 2022. Kailasa presents the yoga, the foundation of yoga, Swamiji, our beloved Guru, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, reveals the authentic science of yoga to everyone. In today's session, now, we'll be entering to the power manifestation segment of the aspects of the 12 components of yoga. One of the components is the manifesting Shaktis of Paramashiva. Let's start with the grace of Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. Let's enter into this manifesting Shakti segment of Paramashiva in the Kailasa's Nithyananda Yoga. The Kathopanishad starts with a beautiful mantra, a mantra which is incomparable, the Shanti mantra, which is Om Sahana Bhunatu, Sahano Bhunatu, Sahaviryam Karavavahe, Tejasvinamadi Tamastuma Vidvishavahe, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. In this mantra, both Guru and disciple pray to existence, to Parashakti, to Bhagavan, to Paramashiva, to Parabrahman, to the ultimate consciousness, whatever you may call it. They pray to the higher energy, saying, may we both together be protected, may we both be nourished and enriched, may we both bring our hands together and work with a great strength, energy, and enthusiasm. May our study and learning together illumines both with the sharp, absolute light of higher intelligence. So be it. May we both not have enmity or incompetition with each other. Let there be peace, peace, peace. Let there be peace in my inner space, peace in nature, peace in divine forces. So when you have this kind of feeling connection with the master at the beginning, that you allow him, the Guru's grace allows inside yourself, and you'll naturally manifest the Shaktis of Paramashiva without any doubt, any self doubt, self hatred, or self denial, or any other incompletions you have. When Guru flows inside you, you manifest the Shaktis of Paramashiva. Today's introduction is always Swamiji tells whenever he brings Shaktis, whenever he introduces many of the Shaktis, he always picks it up from the Vedas and Agamas. Vedas and Agamas, which are the source scriptures of Hinduism, which are the revelation, the signs of awakening, the untapped potential for humanity to experience the higher states of consciousness. The truths of Vedagamas expressed in Vedic rishis, munis, and sadhakas as Shaktis or extraordinary powers. The science passed on through Diksha. The knowledge and science of manifesting these Shaktis are passed on from one generation to the next in Diksha, which are the initiation by the enlightened Gurus. His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is a living avatar of the millennium who is powerfully reviving these yogic sciences and transmitting it to the world at large on a human scale never accomplished before. His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is a reviver of Kailasa, the ancient enlightened Hindu civilizational nation, the great cosmic godless Hindu nation. His Divine Holiness is an avatar form and is a supreme pontiff of Hinduism. His Divine Holiness has made the science of power manifestation, the science of yoga, the temple-based universities for humanity. Sovereign Order of Kailasa, led by His Divine Holiness and Nithyananda Order of Monks, Nuns, and Hindu diaspora, are working for global peace and to give superconscious breakthrough to humanity. His Nithyananda Hindu University, the world's largest with extended campuses in 150 countries, is collecting, organizing, preserving, time capsuling, decoding, spreading, and reviving 20 million souls book of Hinduism and the 64 sacred arts and the science like Ayurveda, music, dance, sculpting, astrology, Vastu. His Divine Holiness is the 293rd Guru Mahasanidhanam or Shyamala Pita Sarvanya Pita, the ancient apex body of Hinduism and present emperor of Suryavamsa Surangi Samrajya. Swamiji has survived the most worst persecution of multiple assassination attempts on person and character by anti-Hindu elements. Swamiji, which our own beloved Guru, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, he is being recognized as an incarnation at a very young age, was trained and taught these sciences to revive the initiation and knowledge repositories for billions to manifest the science of power manifestations from the aspects of Agama, Vedanta, Tantra, Sri Vidya, Yoga in yogic powers, Mantra Shastra, Siddha Vidya, the science of Aushadha, Advaita and Bhakti Yoga, Paramashivinyana and Paramashivinyana. You can see in the right side of the slide, His Divine Holiness, Nithyananda Paramashivam, mastered the science of yoga and the yogic powers such as teleportation, materialization, and levitation under Raghupati Yoga, also called Yoga, Yogartha Puri. Diksha, which is a transmission, which is the science of Paramashivoham. The knowledge and science of manifesting the Vedagama truths are transmitted through Diksha or which are called initiation. Diksha is a direct transfer of spiritual energy by an avatar. His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, has initiated the masses into enlightenment through his powerful discourses, initiations, and satsangs since the year 1989. Vedagamas is a living applied science. Vedas are the ultimate superior authority for the Hindus. Vedas are the pure science where the ultimate truths are explained. Agamas are the scriptures where the applied technology, the applied science is expanded. His Divine Holiness is a collector of the largest Hindu library with over 1 million books, 1 million palm leaf scriptures, and digital books. Most read, most worshipped book, the largest sold spiritual enlightenment book in the world. So far, 2 crore hard copies sold and 5 crore copies have been downloaded, translated and published in 25 different international languages. By reading these kind of living enlightenment book, you enter into the science of our manifestation, where you feel, yes, you manifest the Shaktis of Paramashiva, and you can have any solution. Swamiji tells, where you can see the left side of your the slide, where the living enlightenment book, which is there in this, it is available in the hard copy, soft copy in the enlightened app itself. This is one of the way where you can manifest the powers of Paramashiva. For example, even though you are stuck in something. Either you are stuck, you're not able to get wealth, your health is issues, you have a problem by relating with somebody, or any family issues you have, any problem which can be solved just by reading the Living Enlightenment book. Open and Swamiji himself will give the solution, and you can manifest your solution and manifest the Shaktis. The science is authentic, time tested, scientific, and foolproof. The Diksha or initiation from Guru, Avatar, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, makes the science directly an experience. This experience is directly authenticated by the Shastra Pramana, which are the eternal, unchangeable truths, which is revealed in the source scriptures. Apta Pramana, which are the experiences and results of Aptas, or authorities of Hinduism, the Vedic rishis and scientists who have time tested and verified the science. Atma Pramana, which are the account of His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, this millennium's avatar, personal experience of our manifestation. Sakshi Pramana, which are experience of millions of disciples, devotees, and followers initiated into the science of His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. In this Sakshi Pramana, where in a very beautiful way, where all the devotees sitting across the globe watching this live event of the International Yoga Day, which is currently happening, you are all the Sakshi Pramana, where you are going to be initiated into the science of our manifestation, and you will be one of the Sakshi Pramana manifesting the powers. In a more detailed way, Atma Pramana is Swamiji's own experience. When he was small, he experienced the science of third eye. In the later on, after the few slides, we'll be looking into the Swamiji's own words, where and how he very beautifully explains how he experienced and other gurus grew him up to manifest the powers of Paramashiva. Shakti-ripada, which is the quantum entanglement with Avatar. Shakti-ripada or entanglement refers to being in the presence of Avatar, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. Shaktipada or entanglement is a way through which the higher states of consciousness and in turn Shaktis continue to manifest through the disciples, devotees, and initiates of His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. Around the world, millions of initiates and disciples start their day at 7:30 a.m. IST or in the Pacific time zone, in whatever time zone you are available with, by being in Shakti-ripada with His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam through the daily satsangs, discourses, puja, meditation, and different spiritual events. Empower humanity to manifest the 463 plus Shaktis, the super conscious powers. Humanity has traveled a long way from amoeba to a single fish. I call that as a pure physical growth. From fish to monkey, it is a physical and physiological growth. From monkey to man, it is a physical, physiological, and conscious growth. Now, the human being has reached a level where he needs to have a superconscious breakthrough. He needs to move further. He has already reached a certain space. Now, he needs to move further into superconsciousness. In a more simple way, where I can tell from amoeba to fish, you physically grow, where you have hands, legs to to move into the new world to see what is happening. From fish to monkey, you have little brains where you think, yes, this is good, I can pick this up and eat, I have more space to live, and I can explore different things. From monkey to man, you have common sense, you have growth, you have mind, you have everything, your desires, your senses to like, dislike, to choose what you want, to taste what you want, to feel what you want, to see what you want, to hear what you want, to experience what you want. That is the level of a man where all of us are in now. That is what Swamiji said. On this 21st century, we are all is from the monkey to man, which he says it is a physical, physiological, and conscious growth. Now, all the human beings are ready to have a super conscious breakthrough where it is from a human to divine subhuman, human to enlightened being, to where Swamiji is. Many of us will have a question. Yes, Swamiji is in a human body, and we are also in a human body. But what is the difference between Swamiji and us? Very beautifully, he tells, when you are human body. Yes, you experience the same. Swamiji also in a human body. He has chosen the conscious birth when you are small. He has chosen a conscious birth to make every single person experience a super conscious state. But all of us are unconsciously living our lives, just doing whatever we are doing throughout the day. That is the only reason Swamiji said that when you manifest the powers of Paramashiva, you experience human to divine superhuman. When you manifest the powers of Paramashiva, you go from monkey to man, man to divine superhuman. Today's day, you'll learn about the sacred secret of Shakti Avishkarana, which are called the manifesting Shaktis. This knowledge transmission will happen to you through spiritual reference, powerful cognitions, exercises, and experiential understanding of powers, Shaktis in your life. Swamiji very beautifully tells, in this way, the Shaktis won't experience just when you just meditate or you just sit. Many enlightened masters sit and do tapas for hundreds of years and experience one or two siddhis, and those are just permanent. But Shaktis is when how Swamiji said he has experienced everything in his life beyond walking the length and breadth of India, walking to every home, begging, walking to every street, healing millions of people, knowing all of their problems, healing and coming out of all life kind of problems which is happening in front of him. And now he has experienced all the powers of Paramashiva by his Guru. Many of his Guru, his most beloved Guru, Arunagiri Yogeshwara himself, as all of us are praying every day for, and Yogananda Puri, which is Swamiji's Yoga Guru, who has brought him up and built his body to be as powerful as he is now. All the many Gurus who have groomed him up, giving him powerful cognitions, exercises, experiential understanding of powers, which are making him the way he is now. Now let's see a short video.
Whatever you think as your strength, like how much cash you have, how much gold you have, how much money you have in the bank, what all properties you have, your secret passwords, passcodes, your strength secrets, you will tell only to your son or your daughter to whom you are going to give your inheritance. Same way, most important powerful secrets Paramashiva has given to his son Muruga, Subramanya, in Agama called Sarvajnanottaragama. All the powerful secrets the father will tell only to his son. It is too secret. I am going to open that Agama and give all the essence of all those secrets. Secrets of Charyapada lifestyle, secrets of Kriyapada, secrets of Yogapada, and secrets of Jnanapada. I am not only going to teach you, I am going to give you exactly what Paramashiva gave it to Subramanya. Because Paramashiva himself is manifesting through this being now, giving you all exactly what was given to Subramanya. Nothing is required from your side. Just sit like innocent Subramanya, Muruga at the feet of Paramashiva. I assure you, whatever was given to Subramanya, the whole life will be given to you now. Not just words, teachings, not even just experience, life itself. I am talking to each one of you sitting in your room. I'll make you all Subramanya.
Shaktinipada, which are the signs of enlightenment. Kailasa's Paramashivoham, with the supreme pontiff of Hinduism, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. The word Shaktinipada literally means the transmission or the descent of powers, Shaktis. It is one of the most sacred and rare happenings that occurs in the form of the grace of the Guru to the disciple. Swamiji said that in this form, when Shaktinipada happens, from wherever he is now in the form of human form to experience the powers of Paramashiva, where the Shaktipada happens, you manifest the powers of Paramashiva just by seeing him, even once, scrolling him in the Facebook, seeing him in the YouTube, or looking into whatever is happening around him and just looking at him and manifesting the powers. Many of the devotees out there may have experienced the same thing just by looking at him and having a glimpse. Oh my God, yes, he is speaking to me. I have this problem, and he is addressing the same problem to me. And you experience Paramashiva, you experience the powers at that time. That is the way you experience Shaktipada, where the transmission of the powers happened. The Shastra Pramana, where Swamiji says very beautifully, he tells from the Mrigendragama, Vidyapada, Panchakrita Prakanam, the verse 3. Those perfect souls upon whom the Lord bestows grace, presenting himself in the body of the Guru, reach the worlds of Vidras, who controls the 5 groups, each group consisting of 8 worlds, mantras, mantreshwaras, Ishvara, Ishvara Tattva, Sadashiva Tattva, and so forth, according to their state and nature of Shaktipada, the descent of the grace bestowing Shakti. In this way, Swamiji says, in the slide, just to experience more, every single person. It is not that Swamiji choose or I choose or somebody choose that yes, only if you are having a good soul, good hearted mind, you experience God, you experience the divine, you get to see Swamiji, you get to manifest powers. No. Swamiji tells for anyone in this whole planet who has head, who knows, yes, there is something which I seek, something which I desire, something which I want to manifest. You manifest that as a reality. That is the way Swamiji says, those perfect souls upon whom the Lord bestows grace, presenting himself in the body of the Guru, reach the worlds of Rudras. There you experience the powers of Paramashiva. Dapta Pramana is from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra by Sri Abhinava Gupta. He tells, when one completely realizes the supreme path quickly from the mouth of the Guru, then only as a result of this extremely intense Shaktipada can one attain to Paramashiva alone, without any obstacles. For many devotees out there, you may have a doubt. Yes, now I'm going to manifest the powers of third eye, or I knew the signs of third eye earlier. For some of you who is watching this live event of the International Yoga Day, you may have a doubt. Yes, Now let's see what are the Shaktis are about and what are they speaking. And will I manifest the powers, or will I able to do the powers of Paramashiva? Is there a doubt? Is there an obstacles where Paramashiva is going to put me into and stop to make me manifest these powers of Paramashiva? He always tells, he tests, he tests you and make it happen that for you to manifest the powers, and then you naturally experience the powers of Paramashiva, and you experience the entanglement state. So when you completely realize the supreme path, quickly from Paramashiva's mouth, Guru himself, and he tells, you are going to manifest powers and you're going to reach the Shaktis of Paramashiva. And then, as a result of this extremely intense Shakti Pada, can one attain Paramashiva without any obstacles. So without any obstacles, you can naturally manifest the powers of Paramashiva. Atma Pramana, Swamiji's own experience, where he tells whatever he tells, whatever truths, maybe Advaita, maybe third eye, maybe powers, Shaktis, Siddhis, completion, incompletions, Paramashivoham, Yogishvara, every single word which he utters and initiates all of us, he has something called Atma Pramana. Atma Pramana is his own experience, where he has experienced everything and he is going to share it to everyone by his experience. Is this Atma Pramana is from the webinar Shakti Pada, the descent of grace, the power manifestation consciousness. Shakti Pada is the best boon I received from Sadashiva. Shaktipada is the best boon I received from Paramashiva. 9.5 months, I had the great fortune of physically relating with Paramashiva in the form of Arunagiri Yogeshwara, my Guru. End of that and a half months relationship with the Guru, Paramashiva, Arunagiri Yogeshwara, the essence was I was not able to remember who I was before that 9.5 months. Understand, not that I have been broken to 10 pieces. I just did not exist, even if there were pieces. Never I was remembered after the 9.5 months who I was, how I was, what I was before that 9.5 months. you are new, completely new, which are going to look into this and see, yes, he's manifesting powers of Paramashiva. Let's see what's there into it. And the entanglement happens. Swamiji entangling me, and I'm going to connect him myself into the space of oneness with Swamiji. And all of you watching that, you're going to entangle with the same person, which is going to directly connect ourselves into the source of Paramashiva. And all of us, we are going to manifest the powers of Paramashiva. These are called the word entanglement. If your mind entangles with no mind, it means it is entanglement. If your muscle memory gets entangled with muscle memory, it is called entrainment. And if your biomemory gets entangled with biomemory, it becomes enlightenment. To elaborate more in this, when you relate with a friend, a normal friend from a school, your mind entangles with him. You get his habit, you get his pattern, you believe him, you have a trust, you go relate with him. See, your mind or their mind becomes to you, and you get their habits, their patterns together. In the case of muscle memory, your own father, your mom and dad gave birth to you. Your father is a muscle memory, where you feel his muscles, his structure, his face, and you get emotions like him, or sometimes you will act like him. Is called the muscle memory where you get. It is called entrainment, what Swamiji says. But in the process of biomemory, where it becomes enlightenment, when you connect with mother, Swamiji's mom, Swamiji's everything, a mom, a dad, a friend, a colleague, he can be anything. When you relate with him, your biomemory gets awakened. It becomes like an enlightenment. Healing happens in the entanglement level. Kundalini awakening happens in an entrainment level. Levitation happens in an enlightenment level. Listen carefully. In this, he says, all of us have healed somebody, or some of us may do not know what is healing called. So when you heal someone, it is happening in that entanglement level. In Kundalini awakening, when you see Swamiji, some of your body parts moves and automatically feels, by God, something is happening. I think so. Some divine presence is entering into me, or I feel something weird is going on in my being. That's called Kundalini awakening. The non-mechanical parts of the brain, your inner potential energy, which is getting awakened, which is the entrainment level. When you manifest the powers of Paramashiva, one of the powers is the levitation, where Swamiji very beautifully tells here. When you manifest the powers of Paramashiva, like third eye awakening, consciousness over a matter, ability to see the distance, remote vision, body scanning, you experience in the level of enlightenment. Consciousness intervening and breaking in the form of God or Guru and breaking this thought current, introducing you to a magical lifestyle. From the logical lifestyle is called Shaktipada. When you manifest the consciousness from God to Guru, it is from the breaking this thought current. You're having the thought of living a magical lifestyle. All of us are now in the logical lifestyle where we know, yes, we wake up from the day, we drink a cup of coffee, and then we move on to our work. We know our whole day goes by just working, coming back, being with our family, going again, working, buying stuff for our homes, or buying stuff for yourself, going to shopping, living with somebody else, relating with somebody else. It's a logical lifestyle that we are living. But when we go from the God to Guru, God is just a three-letter word. From God to Guru, it becomes from a logical lifestyle to a magical lifestyle. Shaktipada, the first thing it does in you, increasing the viscosity of the bliss, increasing the depth and presence and intensity of the bliss in you. So that automatically breaks the pitta layer, which is the delusion layer. Some of you may seeing this and asking, may have a question inside yourself. Pitta layer, delusion layer. What is that so-called called? Pitta layer or the delusion layer. All of us have the pitta layer inside ourselves where we feel, yes, something is there. We fall into delusion. We always get upset. We know that Okay, something is going on wrong, that which is need to be corrected, which needs to be amplified and turned out to be Shaktis. That is all which is called the Pitta layer, the illusion layer which is in all of us. So when Shaktipada happens, which is increasing the bliss or happiness inside you from your depth being, the delusion layer gets broken. Shaktipada should be happening constantly in your system by the sweet Leela Dhyana, a sweet remembrance. If the Leela Dhyana continuously happening in you, means Shaktipada has become eternal in you. Leela Dhyana means you see Swamiji, like how in the right side of the photo, he's sitting at the Sundareshwara Bhava Samadhi darshan. It is one of his Leelas, sitting in that form, wearing different types of jewelry, presenting himself as Paramashiva. In some you see him as Venkateshwara, in some you see him as Kalabhairava, in some you see him as Muruga, some you see him as Ganesha, some you see him as whatever you want, as a friend, as a normal being, relating with you as a father, relating with you as a spy, relating with you as a, my God, Swamiji is my extension. If I ask something, even though no one does to me in the world, and I know he will do it. That's the way his Leela Dhyana happens. For many of us, he comes as a guru. For me, if you ask me, for me, how does Swamiji comes? For me, he comes as a father. He comes as a person who trains me to, to change myself, to make him myself like how he is. That's the way I perceive it. For some of you out there, you may have Swamiji as coming in your dream, living in your dream, answering your prayers in your dream. For many of you, it can be many things. That is called Leela Dhyana, continuously happening in you, which has become eternal in you, Shaktipada. Shaktinipada, which are quantum entanglement, operates from space because the space is entangled. Everything else gets entangled. Shaktipada. Now we have charged what is Shaktipada. Now is Shaktinipada. Shaktinipada means start living the instructions and initiations without waiting for your logic to get convinced is Shaktinipada. The joy you experience when you live just because he said. That's it. That's called Shaktinipada. To elaborate more on this, many of us have been gone to Swamiji physically or through videos or performing Pada Puja, asking in Adul Walk. Means from the Devi Baba Samadhi Darshan, you ask him, Swamiji, what is the purpose of my life? Swamiji, can I manifest powers? Swamiji, can I do this? Swamiji, can I do that? Swamiji, will I able to succeed in my life in the terms of poverty, in the terms of achieving wealth, my relationship with my friends, everything. He says something, and you live it in the joy. It doesn't matter whatever he says. Swamiji has gone through everything from the past, present, or future. The joy you experience when you live just because he said, you manifest powers of Paramashiva and you get liberated. Just one word. The joy is called Shaktinipada. Here you can see Swamiji's contribution of the entanglement and process in many different forms. The first picture is the 12th of May 2018, the Inner Awakening program. How a manifestation happens in the form of entanglement. The next is the 1st May 2017, in our awakening program, Power Manifestation Entanglement. The next is again 2017. The next is the 15th May 2015, happening in the location of Varanasi, the Power Manifestation Entanglement happening. The same. Next is the 17th August 2017, Power Manifestation Entanglement happening as the Inner Awakening. So all of these are one of the contributions where Swamiji is contributing all of us to manifest the powers of Paramashiva and making all of us as him, like how we said earlier, from human to divine superhuman. Now we will see the short video, the spiritual healing through entanglement, where now you have seen everything that I have said. What is entanglement? What is Shaktis? What are Siddhis? What is Shaktipada and Shaktinipada? Now let's watch the short video of how Swamiji transmits his powers from healing to touch to look or just by words for you to manifest the Shaktinipada.
In quantum physics, there is a term entanglement. Means when one energy source entangles with another, they interfere with each other. This interference can be highly positive and transformative and harmonious. Entanglement directly affects human beings. When you come in my breathing space, this is what happens. Your mind gets entangled with my no mind. If you have some 200 pendulum clocks put on one wall, the wall can be any length. It does not need to be within certain length. Put hundreds of pendulum clocks and start them all at different times. See, within next few minutes, all the pendulums will swing in synchronicity. Exactly this is what happens when you come in the breathing space of the healer. How I heal.
The science of Paramashivoham. Let's begin. In this video, he tells about how to manifest the powers of Paramashiva and how you manifest the powers of Paramashiva.
Life, consciousness, birth, death are the biggest unsolved mysteries that have ever baffled the scope of the human mind. Even after its continued existence on the planet Earth for over 4.5 billion years, scientists, historians, geologists, sociologists, psychologists are continuously investigating answers to these very existential questions of man and mind, perplexing with inconclusive theories of our origins, leaving us in a more and more confused quandary of facts, but not the reality. Vain have been their attempts, for to search answers of the reality, we need to look into the revelations from its original cause, Karana, and not its effect. What is consciousness? Who are human beings? Does life on this planet have any purpose? From ape, the man has evolved. Is this the end of Homo sapiens as we know? Or will there be the next breakthrough from man to divine, from consciousness to the superconsciousness? Is it even possible to find legitimate answers that will quench the thirst of human quest? Have the thinkers and researchers of the Western world denied going deeper into the secrets of life, evolution and beyond, revealed millennia ago as the conclusions of absolute truth by the scientific, spiritual authorities of the Eastern world? These spiritual scientists of the Eastern world were the incarnations, avatars, and the enlightened beings, rishis, munis from Mount Kailasa, who visited our planet to guide humanity towards the conscious breakthrough. Kailasa is the abode of highly evolved life. the very perfection of human evolution. Geographically, Kailasa, the great mountain,
the Shaktis, which are expressed in the space of enlightenment, the Nityatva, or the space of enlightenment, as a side effect of feeling connection with the divine and high integrity with the will. Siddhis, which are powers that manifest from tapas or penance for enlightenment. Shaktis are the source of enlightenment. Siddhis are on the path of enlightenment. The Shaktis of Paramashiva manifest through ordinary human beings in an extraordinary way after the initiation from the avatar. The Shaktis are permanent, whereas Siddhis are not. Siddhis divert you from the space of enlightenment, where Shaktis, which are the source of enlightenment. The signs of seeing through the third eye. The signs of manifesting powers, which is the third eye. The Shastra Pramana, which are called कपालान्तर्मनोऽन्यस्य तिष्ठन्मीलितलोचनः क्रमेण मनसो दार्ढ्यात् लक्षयेत् लक्ष्यमुत्तमम्. The translation goes, by fixing the mind on inner space within the crown center and sitting stably without any movement, having the eyes closed in succession. By the stability of the mind in inner space, through the power of the third eye, one directly sees the ultimate goal, Lakshya, by having vision beyond the sight that reveals any object or place, attaining the space of oneness with the source, Paramashiva. The earliest evidence of power of third eye, where Mahavishnu foresees the manifestation of Kartikeya. Sri Vishnu said, chapter 1 from the Kumara Kanda, Rudra Samhita, Shiva Mahapurana, part of 18 Mahapuranas. By the method of emitting of the life-filled energy Viryam from the divine third eye of Paramashiva onto the ground will certainly be. From the life-filled energy, the son of Paramashiva named Skanda will be born. Swamiji's first experience that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360 degrees, the 10 directions below me, everything I realized not only was able to see, I was able to feel, experience. I'm actually now reliving that experience to describe any point which I felt out, not have described. Now, let us enter into the manifestation of the powers of Paramashiva. As you can see, this is the eye band which I'm having. This eye band which I'm going to wear is completely going to blindfold myself, and I'm going to be reading this with my eyes completely blindfolded, reading the comments of where you're going to be posting any comments in the YouTube live, and I'm going to be reading that out just with my eyes completely blindfolded, connecting myself in the form of Paramashiva, just by chanting the Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, taking a few moments, and then living this as Paramashiva himself, having the first manifestation of third eye just by manifesting these powers of Paramashiva. So now I'll be reading the comments. The first comment from the YouTube live, which is rightly going now, is from Nirantara Manitya Nithyananda. Kailasas Nitya Devarapananda. Here is no audio, Maharaj. Jai Kumar Sundaramurti with an image of folded hands Kailasa's Srinita Devarupananda. Okay, now Jnana Pradhayini, which is the folded hands with an image. Gabi him, Kardula, Helder, Jnana Pradhayini, Kailasa Kya. Welcome to live chat. Remember to guard our privacy and abide by our community and guidelines. So these are the comments which are going on from the live chat, top live chat. 61 people are watching this live event, which is just reading with our eyes blindfolded. As now everybody can see the blindfold which is happening there, where I'm going to read completely blindfolded there, where I see that now just be seeing, not only seeing what is happening and the live chat which I've been just seeing, and completely blindfold myself, connecting myself in the space of oneness with Swamiji and chanting the Mahavakya Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham and manifesting this as the powers to all of you. Now, what has just happened is in the 12 components of yoga, one of the components is manifesting Shaktis of Paramashiva, where you manifest the powers and then you let your whole being intensely love the science of yoga, science of Advaita to all, manifest the powers. Going down to Swamiji. Now, let's see how Swamiji. Now, let's see how Swamiji manifests as all of us in his experience to manifest the powers of Paramashiva.
On the Vaigasi Visagam, Vaigasi month, Purnima Tithi, Visaga Nakshatram, one fine evening of a full moon day, Vaigasi month, Visaga Nakshatra, Paurnami Tithi, Subramania's enlightenment day. As per the tradition, he appeared from the third eye of Mahadeva. When I completed 11 and aging into 12, no school at that time. Usually this May, June, no school. So usually this summer time I will go and sit in the temple or the hill. Around 4:30 to 6:30, maybe you can say this. This is the Sandhya time. Around the time of sunset and moonrise, I went to the hill, Arunachala hill. I was sitting at the foothills of Arunachala, where I was born and brought up. Whenever I find time, I'll go and spend time in that space, in that area, because Devi became enlightened there. That place is called Coral Hill. I can say in a way the whole ambience was so calm, so beautiful. I decided to close my eyes. I was not even meditating. I was just sitting in a very relaxed way. Those days, I started practicing the self-enquiry. Who am I? Sometime I may feel from where the thoughts are raising. That is thought as taught by Annamalai Swamigal. An enlightened being, enlightened master, who is a disciple of great incarnation, Ramana Maharshi. Once I closed the eyes, the intensity of my yearning started taking over me. I just felt, what is it I am seeking? Who is that me who is seeking? Who is that me that is deeply discontented about anything I see, hear? who is that who is deeply discontented even about my own existence? Suddenly, one moment, something happened. Like I'm being sucked inside, pulled inside. Suddenly something opened in me. Something broke inside this Anandaganda area. Literally opened. The first thing happened is that idea inside and outside broke. Means now I know who is the experiencer. Life, alive, being present in everything, experiencing.
दिव्यं ददामि ते चक्षुः पश्य मे योगमैश्वरम्.
The first experience is that I was able to see everything around me, above me. I started seeing the whole 360 degree. I could see literally all the sides. 360 degree this side and 360 degree this side. 10 direction. Above and below, side, everything I could see without turning my head, without opening my eyes. My eyes was closed. I realized not only I was able to see, I was able to feel, experience how much I am alive inside.
That we are able to see the manifestation of Paramashiva, that we are able to see manifest the powers of Paramashiva just for a few minutes, and experiencing the powers of third eye, and everybody here to experience the powers of Paramashiva. With this, we will come to the conclusion of today's segment of the International Yoga Day segment of today's power manifestation Shaktis of Paramashiva. Stay tuned. After the few minutes, we're going to be looking into the next segment of that. We're going to introduce the yoga segment and other components of the yoga from the 12 components. Thank you. Nithyananda.
Physical well-being is achieved, the nervous system is strengthened, and vital organs are regulated and brought into a state of health. Thus, the body becomes ready for pranayama. It is with pranayama that the real technique of yoga begins. His Divine Holiness Paramahamsa Nithyananda says, "You will awaken the non-mechanical parts or subtle areas of the brain, a source of infinite creativity, which usually remains dormant in most human beings, will be accessible to you." Another dimension of Nithyananda Yoga, Bandha. Bandha is internal awakening of the Kundalini Shakti. It is the active maintenance of a state of contraction or pressure in the body by the yogi. They pump energy into dormant or stagnant areas of the body. Here, bandhas are the bridge between the disconnected areas of the energy circuit in our body. These bandhas generate a certain flow along the spinal column, where there are energy points called chakras, which are storehouses and distribution houses for prana shakti. Performing bandhas help to push the kundalini energy upward through the chakras. Thereby diseases can be cured and the function of their associated physical, psychological, and neurological systems can be optimized. Another component of Nithyananda Yoga is mudras. There is a constant inflow of prana happening in our bodies through the nadis and the chakras, but much of it usually gets dissipated into the external world. This dissipation into the external world is responsible for the feeling of tiredness, confusion, and powerlessness that we experience. Mudra refers to the positioning of the limbs, fingers, or even tongue in a certain way to seal this prana into our body, a way of aligning to the cosmic geometry. Mudras are a way to stimulate the flow of prana shakti, life force energy and cosmic currency inside us. Mudras are psychophysical processes which take us to a higher state of consciousness. By positioning the body in certain ways to block the dissipation of prana and direct it inwards. The Shastras reveal the layers of benefits of mudras, from health and longevity to the ultimate experience of transcending our limiting cognitions we carry as human beings and living and radiating the state, space, and shaktis of Paramashiva himself. It is mentioned repeatedly in the scriptures that initiation by the Guru holds the master key that can transform us from human beings into superhuman beings. Abharana is another dimension of Nithyananda Yoga. Each metal and jewel Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasyadiraksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Nityanandam, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome to June 21st. It is the Nithyananda or Kailasa's Nithyananda Yoga Festival. So excited to have you here to celebrate this International Day of Yoga with us all. It's been a full day so far from 8 a.m. It's now 6 p.m. Indian Standard Time. We've had a lot of sessions right from the beginning of the day all the way through. We're not done yet. We have until 9:30 p.m. most likely our last session is going to end. And if you're participating and enjoying this day's celebrations of authentic yoga, please do let us know wherever you're watching this, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook, whatever social media platform you may be streaming us to, or if you're with us here live on two-way, please do let us know what your experience has been like. It's been fun on our side here in Adi Kailasa, and hopefully as well on yours. So yes, today in this session, we are entering into the Nitya Dhyan meditation. This is also known as the life bliss meditation. Maybe one of the most powerful meditations you will ever experience. For me, myself, I guess I should introduce myself, Sri Nithya Dhritananda Maharaj. I'm a disciple of Swamiji, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. And this meditation, the very first time that I had experienced it personally was in 2014, and very profound. And I'll get into my own Sakshi Pramana in just a minute. But in this meditation itself, it's comprised of a few steps, and we'll break them down for you one by one before we actually jump into that experience for you all. The very first thing that needs to be said is, if you are a meditator, if you're somebody that likes to sit down, whether it's for 10 minutes or 1 hour every day, I can assure you that whatever your personal practice is, whatever your level is of meditation, this meditation is going to give you a profound experience. If you've never done the Nitya Dhyan, life bliss meditation, you need to come and stay here for the remainder of this session. While you're here, you're going to be sitting, whether you're in a chair or on the ground, preferably if you can. Ideally, the best position to be in is always in Padmasana. It's the most stable posture. It's the best posture for Kundalini awakening and to allow prana to flow throughout your system. But whatever posture you are in, whether you're sitting in a chair or on the ground, just do make sure that you keep your head, neck, and spine in a straight line while we get into it, okay? And as mentioned, how this meditation is performed, it's broken into parts. In the very beginning, you're experiencing chaotic breathing. So just a few moments of that is enough to really get the prana flowing through your system. You're going to feel alive, you're going to feel active. But just a few moments of that is one thing, but to do that for 7 minutes straight is what you do at the very beginning. And we're filling our body with, as I mentioned, life energy, that prana shakti. And by doing so, it's really the catalyst, I would say, in this process. Of course, that all happens because of the grace of the Guru. And there's various different scriptures that talk about how the Kundalini is awakened by the grace of the Guru. But without diverting too much, we'll just focus on this meditation practice. And so, yes, as you begin the sequence for the first 7 minutes, you're inhaling through the nose in a chaotic fashion, okay? And so how Swamiji has described this is you can put your hands on your waist if you'd like, or you can put them down on your knees. But the idea is to keep the chest up and open. You're trying to create as much space for the oxygen to flow into the system and as much space for the prana to start flowing through your system. And so this chaotic breathing is the best way to do that. With the hands on the waist is the best way to do that, okay? After you do the chaotic breathing, the inhalation, what you're gonna do is move into Brahmari Kumbhaka. And if you're somebody that participates in the Prathama Vinyasa Krama on a daily basis or have practiced the Nithyananda Yoga sequence of 108 postures a few times, you may remember Brahmari Kumbhaka. Brahmari Kumbhaka is buzzing like a bee. And so while you're here, after you've inhaled chaotically, one, you're going to feel really full of energy and you're not going to want to move. So after those first 7 minutes, make sure that you stay still, even though I don't even know if I need to say that, you're not going to want to move really. From that position though, you're going to start buzzing like a bee. Unlike in the Prathama Vinyasa Krama, what you're going to be doing is buzz extremely loud. So if you can hear me, you're going to inhale. So you're buzzing as loud as you can for as long as you can. Okay, and then you're going to continue doing that. So after the chaotic breathing, buzzing as loud as you can and as long as you can. And personally, I really do encourage you from my own Sakshi Pramana with this. The longer that you can buzz and the most intense that or if you're doing it very intensely, it's going to give you more profound experience. And what's going to happen, what you'll experience is the prana starts to flow throughout the entire body. If your hands aren't in Bindu Mudra during the actual meditation, you're going to naturally want to do that. The hands actually naturally curl into that position and they're almost going to lock like that. So when you do the chaotic breathing and then the buzzing, the body gets so stiff because it's so full of prana. The life energy is completely to the max, spreading without the body. All the 72,000 nadis are getting flushed with prana. And so that experience is very profound on its own. Once you do the chaotic breathing and you're done the humming, again, I should mention the humming is also for 7 minutes as well. So the first 7 minutes, chaotic breathing, inhaling through the nose. Really do the best you can while you're going in and out, okay? Nice, long, deep inhalations. And then forceful exhalations out of the mouth. Then you're coming to Brahmari Kumbhaka, buzzing as loud as you can. When you buzz as loud as you can and for as long as you can, as intensely as you can, for 7 minutes, I don't even need to say anything. You'll have the experience of something very profound. It's beyond explanation, really. So just make sure that you do both of those first two steps as sincerely as possible. Be integrated to this meditation, okay? After you go through the second part of the meditation, which is the chaotic breathing and then the buzzing, the third part is you're going to visualize and focus on each of your 7 chakras. First, starting at the base of the spine in the Muladhara chakra. And how you focus on each one of the chakras is, Swamiji revealed that you visualize them as an extremely bright white light. Okay, so you're visualizing this ball of energy, this very bright white light ball of energy at each of the 7 chakras. And again, beginning at the Muladhara chakra. So while you're holding your concentration there, you're going to be focused specifically 1 chakra at a time for 1 minute at a time. And there's 7 chakras from Muladhara to Sahasrara chakra. As you focus on each chakra, that's 7 minutes total. So now we're at 21 minutes total of this meditation before it really takes off. But we've set the stage nicely for Kundalini awakening, and that's what's going to happen when you perform this. So when you are doing this, focusing on each bright white light, you can visualize yourself as that entire bright white light if you like, and you feel like you can completely soak and melt into that bright white ball, then do that. If you want to be experiencing and like almost looking down and see the bright white light from that perspective, well, okay. From there, again, you move up from chakra to chakra to chakra, and Swamiji will guide you in that process also. And so you're doing this for 7 minutes each as well. After that, you are then initiated by Swamiji. He awakens the Kundalini Shakti. He'll say, Om Namah Shivaya. And right away, you will have a Kundalini awakening. I could say from my own Shakshi's Pramana that in 2014, I attended Inner Awakening with Swamiji in Varanasi. And I did this meditation with him. And at the very end, he said, Om Namah Shivaya. And I felt this like kind of like very subtle, sharp sensation, something like something was piercing through near the perineum. And what had happened was, as soon as it happened, I'm like, that was my Kundalini. Like it just clearly awoke from him saying Om Namah Shivaya. And that's what Nithyananda does. If you don't have a Kundalini awakening experience yet, this will provide you with that, as long as you're really intense and sincere in the process. And then if you do have your Kundalini awakened from Swamiji already, you're going to experience a very profound happening still, nonetheless. Like I mentioned before, the prana starts to really flow. The energy is flowing through your system to a level that you're probably never going to experience on a yearly basis even. It's very profound in that light. So that's the final stage of the meditation. Is Swamiji initiates you, and then you sit in that space of deep restful awareness, unclutching as much as you can continuously. So you're feeling and relaxing the entire body if you have not already gotten to that space, but just completely unclutching and sitting in that space of Advaita with Swamiji and really enjoying the process at that point. There's really nothing you need to do but just sit and smile and enjoy the experience. And so, yes, this is the Nitya Dhyan meditation process, step by step how it flows. And so just a reminder, again, a quick recap. First and foremost, make sure your head, neck, and spine is in a straight line. Okay, if your head, neck, and spine is not in a straight line, gravity doesn't work as well, right? The energy won't flow as seamlessly as possible. So if you have a straight pipe, the Sushumna Nadi is nice and straight, the Kundalini has got no resistance as it comes up, that's what you're looking for. You want to make sure that spine, head, neck, and spine are straight, okay? After that, if your head, neck, and spine is in straight position, that's perfect. If you're sitting down in a chair, nothing wrong with that. But if you can be sitting in Padmasana, that's ideal. Okay. Either way, head, neck, and spine in a straight line. After that, we're involving in the chaotic breathing. Remember, deep, forceful inhalations through the nose. And then 7 minutes of that. So it's going to be really intense. You're going to get to like minute 3, maybe 4, and you're going to say, how much longer is this? Do the best you can to keep inhaling as much as you can. You may get a really dry mouth. You may get feel like, hey, I can't do this anymore. Do the best you can, because that's when you're really going to have that profound breakthrough, when you're able to push beyond those mental barriers and the mind saying, oh, this is enough, maybe, right? After that, the third step, or not the third step, but the third thing to mention is you're buzzing like a bee. As loud as you can, as long as you can. Okay. Remember, same thing as the chaotic inhalations. Make sure you're buzzing as sincerely as and as intensely as you can. Sincerity and intensity. After that, we're focusing on each chakra, one by one, 1 minute per chakra. And as mentioned, Swamiji is going to guide you through all of these steps. And then at the end, he will initiate you as well. And then after that, you're going to experience 7 minutes of a deep, restful meditation experience, okay? And this is the Nitya Dhyan, or the life bliss meditation. So if you are ready to jump into this, I do recommend that maybe you take a tiny sip of water if you feel like you're dehydrated. However, don't drink too much water, because the Kundalini Shakti, its heat is its lubricant. And what happens when you put water on fire or something that is hot? It puts that out, right? So you want to avoid dumping too much water into the system. Ideally, you don't have a meal right before doing this as well. If you did have a meal, what to do? You're here in this moment. We can still have this profound experience together. But it is recommended that moving forward, you do this on an empty stomach as well, okay? As I had mentioned before, if you'd like your hands to be in Bindu Mudra, or what people know as Chin Mudra, you can feel free to do so as well. But just make sure that head, neck, and spine is in a straight line. There's a reason why I keep on emphasizing that also, okay? So just as long as the head, neck, and spine is in a straight line, you're pretty much going to have a nice experience. And actually, I mean, even still, if you're somebody that cannot stand up or sit down with the spine straight, sometimes you can do meditations laying down. However, this one, you do want to make sure that you're seated upright, okay? Just to emphasize that if that wasn't clear enough, okay? So with this, we'll begin to enter into the Nitya Dhyan meditation. What Swamiji is going to do is right away, we'll show this video that was Swamiji initiating us all in 2014. When you go through this process, just get into that space of listening, deep space of listening. If you can have a set of headphones, that's ideal. And ideally, you're also in a quiet space, in a room that's not going to be affected by others. And if you want to lock your door, make sure you're not, nobody's bothering you during this time, that might be a good idea as well. Okay, so make sure you're undisturbed and you can have a nice, deep meditation experience. Okay, so with this, we'll continue on with the session. We'll begin a screen sharing of Swamiji, showcasing and initiating you into the Nitya Dhyan meditation process. So just stay tuned and we'll quickly play this video for you all. And I hope you all enjoy this experience. I know you will. Again, just be sincere, be intense, and you're going to have a profound experience. Okay. Nityanandam, and we'll see you in further sessions or at the end of the session.
The meditation process, life bliss meditation. The meditation process which creates the perpetual completion in your system. I give you a few minutes, please settle down and adjust yourself, make yourself comfortable. Then I lead you step by step. Yes. The first step, please understand, first step of the process is chaotic breathing, means awakening and arising the prana, life energy level in your body to its peak possibility. It is the most dynamic aspect. You can put your hands on the hip and start breathing as deep as possible and as powerfully as possible. It's like hyperventilating you. That's all, nothing else. Hyperventilating. I can show you. Use your whole body to breathe. The first step is 7 minutes. If you want, you can sit on your heels with knees and feet together in Vajrasana, or you can sit comfortably. But use your whole body and breathe. Use your whole body and breathe. I can demonstrate by myself. See here. Use your whole body and breathe as deeply as possible and as powerfully as possible, but as comfortably as possible. Let your whole body become alive. Let the hyperventilation happen in you. Be sincere as much as you can. Do it as long as you are comfortable. Just don't increase your high blood pressure if you are high blood pressure, do it mildly, comfortably. Others do it sincerely, authentically. move to the next step. Intense humming. Sit in the same way, either sitting on your knees or sit comfortably, but hum as intensely as possible. Let your whole awareness be with the humming sound. It's almost like if you put your mouth into empty vessel and create a vibration, how it will be same way. Hum as intensely as possible. Let your whole body vibrate with that humming sound. Possible, as intensely as possible. move to the next step. Bring your awareness to the 7 energy centers in your body. I'll guide you step by step. First, the root of the spine. Visualize yourself a powerful, bright sun in your root center, the root of the spine. Be in the space of restful awareness. Bring your awareness to the spleen center, the spleen area. Visualize yourself as a powerful light, the spleen area. Bring yourself to the navel center. See yourself in your navel center as a powerful light. your awareness to the heart center, center of the heart. Visualize yourself as a powerful light. Now, bring your awareness to the throat center, Vishuddhi chakra. Now, bring your awareness to the third eye, between both the eyes, Agnya chakra. See yourself as a powerful light on the third eye. Bring your awareness to the crown center. The top of your head, Sahasrara chakra. See yourself as a light on the crown center. With my integrity and authenticity, I bless you all. Let you all experience Kundalini awakening. Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya. Now, just relax, sit in the space of unclutched. Decide to yourself, you will sit in the space of perpetual completion. Any incompletion comes up, complete and drop them. Be in the space of perpetual completion. Any doubt, fear, powerlessness comes up in you, distractions comes up in you, complete them and drop them. Be in the space of perpetual completion, unclutched. I bless you all and initiate all of you. Let your Kundalini Shakti be intensely awakened. Let your brain mirror the neuron activities of an incarnation, the peak possibility. Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya.